want to see the really in-depth version of what this happens, but essentially each pixel has a luminance scale, and there's a certain formula that calculates a set number to the luminance of each pixel, and the max value that can be is at 255, and because it's very confusing, but basically because Google it was so close to pushing that limit in the first place, but still under. When Google rounded the numbers, it pushed it to over the max limit of the luminance of that pixel. I hope I'm saying all this right.
Yeah, it basically was a rounding error. So like the entire photo in ProRGB by itself, or that extra white color gamut by itself, is not ordinarily a problem. But when you get into the clouds and the sky, and this one individual pixel happened to have such an extreme value that the sum of the red, green, and blue, when it added them up with the weights and the rounding, it was 256 instead of 255, which is, well, Google doesn't know what to do with that number in its conversion. So when it tries to convert, it crashes. Now, typically, I convert it and it crashes, it doesn't matter. But when you set it as your wallpaper, now it's like, okay, every time the phone turns on or wakes up or has to display the wallpaper in some way, it starts freaking out. It can't do it. The phone, and you can't do anything until you just wipe it, which is pretty brutal. I should DM him and figure out how many phones he lost to this process of finding it out. But he did it. He found it out. He found it was one single pixel, which is kind of, you couldn't even write that.
I think that's what the coolest thing about the whole story was. It's like, okay, cool, a photo with a strange color profile breaks phones, but like the fact that somehow one single pixel out of, I mean, it's an HD photo. Like there are thousands and thousands and thousands of pixels in it, yet one of them just happened to hit two numbers that caused a rounding error upwards to be over the max limit by like a single digit. Is what is causing people to literally lose.
Top of the show notes is the link to Mr. Use the Boss video for sure.
Yeah, be careful clicking it. Maybe I'll just. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just link the wallpaper.
Yeah, I don't know if you do one of the 2000.